Hey, Tim's Workshop here. Hey, I just want to say hi to everybody. Um, this is a second live stream I'm doing today. Um, I have my cell phone hooked up, but for some reason it's not overriding my laptop camera. So, uh, still trying to figure all this out, but we'll continue on. Anyway, uh, first of all, welcome to Tim's Workshop. And like I said, this is the second live that I'm doing. I'm trying to improve on it as we go here. Let me know how this is working on your end. Right now, my streaming health is in the red, so that's not good. Let's see, what else? Other than answering live chat questions, we'll talk about home projects I have done and have been part of. Then a wide range of stuff that I've done, like working on cars, plumbing, electrical, that type of stuff, you know. Anything you guys would like to talk about, just ask a question. Other topics too. I played in a rock band, different rock bands. It looks like my streaming health went to yellow, so that's good, I guess. Yeah, I played in rock bands in the 60s, 70s, and 90s. I played lead guitar when I first started in my first band, and we played all over the place. We played up at Linwood, Washington, Linwood Roller Rink. Played on Saturday nights when they had the Battle of the Bands. That was fun. And then later on, I quit that band, or that band fell apart. But we were together for a couple of years. We called the Circuit Breakers back then. And then I moved on to some other bands. Went into a band called The Great Society, which we played some Creedence Clearwater, stuff like that. You know, the drummer was a pretty good singer. And then we had a lead guitar player that was the main singer for the band. And yeah, we played different places. Played up at Squamish Pass one time, and did a dance there at one of the lodges. That was fun. The snowplow, or whatever you call it, had to dig a way in so we could even get into the building. That was funny. I had a dual Showman amp that it was too dangerous for us to carry it down, so the path down was like a toboggan thing, you know. And so I put the Showman on its side, and I got on top of it so I could kick my feet out and hit the sides, and slid it all the way down to the front door of the yeah, that was interesting. And but as far as projects go, you know, right now I'm doing just basically any how-to I can come up with. You know, it started with my boat motors, and moved on from there to fixing my daughter's car, my wife's car, my truck. Then I picked up this, the latest thing, I picked up this free generator down the street. I saw a sign on it, and I went, oh, cool. That'll make a good will it run thing, you know. So tried that, and got it running. Now I'm working on the electrical part of it, which is kind of frustrating, but it's getting there. So that'll be an upcoming video on that coming out. I watched Danger Marine this morning. He kicked out a new video down in Australia, and that one was kind of funny. You guys, if you haven't seen it yet, you need to watch it. It's completely different from normal stuff he does. So it's a good one. And let's see, what else? Other home projects? Oh, well, I'm working on landscaping right now. I'm trying to, when I get motivated to do it. But it's coming along. We had all these trees taken out, and the trees were like, I don't know, 100 feet high. There was like 8 of them when we first moved here. One of them fell down from a windstorm while we were not even in the house. We were just remodeling it, and it just barely missed the house. And so we got a hold of a tree guy that we know, and he came in and took down the trees that were the urgent ones, the ones we were afraid that would hit the house right away. So we had those done, and had all that wood and stuff, and then we had a couple years later had somebody else come in and take the rest of them down, and just a ton of wood that we've been burning in our wood stove, our insert. So last October I had a guy come in, and he with his chipper, I tried chipping it at first, and all I did was end up breaking teeth off. So there's a lot of rock on this property underneath the dirt and grass, of course, stuff you can't see. So he came in, and he said, well, if I'm going to do it, you're going to have to dig the rock out around those stumps. And so I did. I worked on it and worked on it. And he came in and took all the stumps out down below the dirt level. So now I have this ton of bark chips. So right now I'm just digging away, pulling weeds, putting down landscape fabric, and putting the chips on top of that, so the weeds don't grow back through it right away anyway. I guess it will last for a couple of years. And then I had some gravel out front too. I put that underlayment underneath I had to dig the gravel out and put the gravel back in over the top of that. So it's looking pretty good. And then I'm going to be painting the house this year. There's the eaves. There's a section down towards the bottom corners of the house that the 2x4s are rotting out, and so I'm cutting out the section that's rotted out and splicing in a new piece of 2x4 but treated, and so going to be doing that, and I'll make a video on that for sure. I'm not going to make a video on painting the house, of course. Who wants to watch that? Maybe the setup of my paint sprayer. I got instead of doing it by hand, I got a sprayer that I'm going to be using. And let's see what else. My daughter's car, the air conditioning unit on it, I changed out the inside air. Sorry about that. The inside air motor, vent motor. So I changed that, and I thought that took care of the air conditioning. But apparently, now the air compressor still needs to be replaced. So in order for me to do that, about all I can do is, I told my daughter this, is we'll have to take the car down and have them discharge the AC fluid that's in there and get that out of there, and then I can take the old compressor off and put the new one on with new O-rings and all that, and torque it up for the spec it's supposed to be. and then take it back to them again so they could recharge it. So it'll save her some money for sure. I think discharging it and refilling it is about a total of $300 for them to do that. So I'll do the labor part, as far as mechanical. So we'll do that. And another thing on my channel here, if you subscribe to the channel, on the home page you'll see a tab that says About. Right? Click on that tab that says About, and in the description it shows what the channel is about that I put in there. And then it also has my PayPal address. In the details below that, it has my email address as well. So if you want to send me an email, you can do that, or you can donate to my PayPal so I can make some better videos. So if you want interested in doing that, it's there. I sure appreciate it if you do. That'd be awesome. Hey, I got 2 people watching. All right. Well, of course, I understand that. I announced it, that I'd be on today, but it's going to take a while for people to start jumping on this. I know that. It took a while for even getting views on my first videos, and subscribers. That's been a long struggle too. Hey, I'm over 200 now, so that's cool. A couple of years later, but it's coming along. But I wanted to make some good videos. Actually, it'd be nice to have a Volkswagen someday. I'm sure that would increase my viewing big time, but we'll see how it goes. Anyway, whoever else is watching, thank you for watching. And I'm not going to go on and on with this. Like I said, I'm still trying to set it up. And for one thing, my cell phone camera is not connected. It's my laptop camera, so I'm going to have to figure out how to switch those two around. I know my cell phone camera will have a lot better video quality compared to my laptop. At least I think so. But we'll try it. Hey, as far as plumbing goes, I learned a lot from my dad back in the 60s. And he would say, hey, as I got about 9, 10, maybe 11 years old, he said, hey, come on out and help me with this, So we had a lake cabin that had no power, no running water, nothing like that, when I was born. And then as years went on, they finally got power company. He signed up for it because they had power on the street finally. So they put in power, and before that we had just candles. Lamps, kerosene lamps. That was our light. And then the fireplace. We had a nice brick. Well, it wasn't brick. It was rock fireplace, and the opening was big, and put a bunch of wood in there and burn that to stay warm. It was a small cabin too, so it didn't take much to heat it, and it would light up the place too just from that fire. So I started helping my dad on one day. He said, hey, we're going to put a pump into the lake and draw water up from the lake up to the house. And he said, we're going to put in a bathroom, with a shower, a toilet and stuff, that we never had. We had an outhouse, And so we did. And first thing, we had to put in a septic tank. Well, put the water in, the pump in first, but that wasn't that tough to get the water up to the house. But we had to have a septic tank, So Dad, I don't know, I think he bought it in Granite Falls, because the lake cabin was up by Lake Bosworth in north of Seattle, northeast of Seattle. So he bought this, like, I don't know, 500-600 gallon plastic green tank, and he said, well, we got to dig a hole and dig trenches for the drain field, so here we are, both of us out there, digging. And sometimes I was down in the pit myself digging, and once it got deep enough, we couldn't throw the dirt out, so we threw the dirt in a bucket and raised it by hand, Finally got it down to about 10 feet deep, however deep it was, and then put the plastic tank wasn't that heavy, so we were able to get it in, gravel on the bottom, and then put the drain lines out of that, the incoming, the outgoing, drain field, all that piping, gravel, did all that, and then we framed up and put in a bathroom, put in a shower, toilet, and had a sink in there too, to wash your hands. So I learned a whole lot about plumbing just from my dad, And then there was some wiring too, we worked on not very complicated stuff, just, putting in an outlet or, putting in a light for a light bulb and stuff like that. I've learned a lot since then, just by looking at the latest code books for electrical and plumbing, and learning stuff from my daughter's boyfriend that's a contractor. He's a jack of all trades and learned a lot about everything from his dad that was a contractor before him. So, pretty cool stuff, for knowing how to do stuff so you don't have to hire people to do it, One thing I refused to do is change out that hot water heater, which was went out before I retired. It was gas, right? And I don't like fooling with I'm not fooling with natural gas, that's for sure. I've seen too many horror stories. So no, I had somebody do that. It cost a bunch of money, but I don't have to worry about it either. It has to be vented. It's not like a house, just an electric hot water heater. The gas hot water heaters, they have to have venting that goes up through your roof somehow or another to vent them out. So, yep. Anyway, just looking here. Yep. Well, I think I might wrap this up for today. Whoever else is watching, you can message me if you want. I just like to know if this thing works. Let me type something. There we go. Howdy. Type me back. I want to see if the chat actually works. Anyway, let me know. Other channels I'd like to suggest that you guys check out is, I already said, Dangar Marine down in Australia, but also Musty One back in, I think he's like in Connecticut or New Jersey or someplace back on the east coast there. Marcy Junebug, she's definitely a Volkswagen person. but she also does all kinds of home type stuff, and she's a welder too, so she has some pretty interesting things going on there. So check her out. There's another good VW guy, uh, the Duck Man. Hey, Don, how you doing? So you're the other one watching, huh? Yeah, that's cool. I sure appreciate it. I'm sure there'll be more coming eventually, but I just wanted to try this out. Hey, speaking of cars, I know you remember. I don't know if you remember my Chevelle '65 Chevelle Malibu. I know you said you remember my Mustang, and I had a Volkswagen too. After that, I had my '65 Bug and '68 Bus that I had. But really, like, if you have any pictures of that Bug you had, please share that. That'd be cool. You know, there's people on here that just love pictures of old cars. I actually shared your picture of your Dodge Coronet, and yeah, they like that. Yeah, other than that, let's see, what else did I have? I had a '68 Firebird. That thing was so low to the ground. I took it to Seattle the first after I bought it, and that thing, every time I go up one of those big old hills down in Seattle, it would bottom out. It was horrible, you know. It was automatic. I really liked automatics. You know, my Bug was my stick shift fun, you know, but as far as driving around with a stick shift all the time, it got old real quick, you know. Other than that, what else did I have? I had, like I said, I had the '65 Bug, '68 Bus. I had my '65 Chevelle Malibu, my '67, I believe it was '67 Fastback Mustang. I had a Kawasaki 500 motorcycle for a while. Then my wife's cars that we had together, she had a 72 Chevelle, 72 Camaro with the split grill. That was pretty cool. I think I got pictures of that. I'll have to dig up some of these old car pictures I used to have. I know I had a better picture of the Bug I had. And the Bus. I know. I saw the Bus one not too long ago. It was a camper bus. You know, it didn't have the pop-up, though. It just had those leveler, whatever you call them, windows, you know, that roll out. That was cool. Hey, Don, how's the latency on this? Is my voice like way behind on the picture? Don't get me started with pictures. Yeah, I know. You know, actually, I wish I took a lot more back then. You know, I didn't take. It's all good. Oh, that's good to know. That's cool. Yeah, like I say, I'm running it off my laptop camera here instead of my cell phone camera, which is kind of a bummer. It took a while to figure out how to chat. Yeah, none of this stuff is that easy, you know. I mean, it's easy once you figure it out. It's just figuring it out. It's difficult, you know. You have to experiment with it. Yeah, hey, I got my sticker, my Golden Garden sticker, man. That's cool. Love it. Yeah, I gotta share that on one of my videos. I'll figure out something. I like, yeah. Of course, if I share it with people that don't live in Seattle, they won't know what we're talking about. So I have to go through the history, all that, which will be fun. We'll make a video just for that. Other than that, I think I'm just about ready to wrap this up for this week. But pass the word, Tell Dawn, tell other people how to get on. I'm gonna try like 10:30 every Friday, and yeah, let's not share a lot of our history. Not with the cops, anyway. Definitely. Yeah, some things are better off not said. But there again, there's only two of us talking here, so who's gonna? I guess, yeah, it's gonna be broadcast on my YouTube. But yeah, there's some things you just have to keep private. That's for sure. Other than that, like I say, I think I'm just about ready to wrap this up here. So yeah, like I said, Don, pass the word on. I'm gonna try for 10:30 next Friday. All right. So we'll see you then if you're not busy. And I'll have to come up with more things to talk about, which should be no problem. But if you have any questions, please ask. Oh, talk on the phone? Yeah. Yeah, we'll do that. I still want to come over and see your car, so let me know when it's okay to pop in on you. All right. So have a great day, Dawn. At least I'm not talking to myself. So that's an improvement from last week. Anyway, have a good one. See ya. What's up?